I still remember the way her message glowed on my phone that night. Don't worry, just 5 more minutes. 5 minutes. That's all she said. But those words, so casual, so dismissive, felt like the echo of everything that had gone wrong between us. Her name was Emily, and for 4 years she'd been my center, my constant. We weren't perfect, but I believed what we had was solid. We shared an apartment downtown, the kind with creaky wooden floors and windows that caught the sunset just right. Every corner of that place held something of us: laughter, fights, makeup, kisses. But lately it had started feeling like a museum of moments we no longer lived in. I wasn't suspicious, not at first. Everyone gets busy, right? She'd started a new position at a marketing firm, often working late. I told myself to be patient, that we all chase ambition differently. But patience turns sour when it's one-sided. It started with the small things. A phone flipped face down on the table. The sudden habit of locking it, even during dinner. Messages she'd smile at but never explain. And then the distance, emotional first, physical later. She stopped touching me the way she used to. Her laughter sounded forced, her eyes somewhere else. I kept asking what was wrong, and she kept saying, "Just work stress, babe. Don't make it a big deal." But I could feel it. Something, or someone, had replaced me. That Friday she said she was heading out for a quick team dinner. I nodded, pretending to believe her, pretending that it didn't sting that she didn't invite me. I watched her slip on her red coat, the one I bought her last winter, and the faint scent of her perfume lingered long after she left. Hours passed. No updates, no calls. At 9:47 p.m. I texted, "You said it'd be quick. Everything okay?" Her reply came 15 minutes later. "Don't worry, just 5 more minutes." 5 more minutes turned into 40. Then an hour, and with each passing minute something inside me hardened. I wasn't angry, and not yet. Just done. The kind of done that doesn't explode. It sinks in quietly, like water soaking through a crack. By the time the clock hit midnight, I'd already made up my mind. I grabbed my jacket, stepped into the cool night air, and drove. Not to find her, but to lose her. The version of her I kept defending. When I got home, the apartment was dark. Her shoes weren't by the door. Her coat wasn't on the hook. I sat on the couch, the silence loud enough to scream. At 12:26 a.m., the door creaked open. She walked in, her hair slightly messy, her cheeks flushed, like she'd run a marathon of excuses. "Oh, you're still up?" she said, avoiding my eyes. "Yeah," I replied, my voice steady in a way that scared even me. "You said 5 minutes." She froze, her keys still in her hand. I told you we were wrapping up." The traffic was bad. I didn't argue. I didn't shout. I just looked at her, really looked at her, and saw the guilt she was trying so hard to hide. "Emily," I said quietly, "it's fine. You can drop the act. Whatever it is you're chasing, I hope it's worth what you're about to lose." She blinked, her lips parting as if to speak, but no sound came. I grabbed my phone, opened our last message thread, and typed, "That's all it took to lose me." Then I hit send. The message marked read within seconds. For the first time in months, I didn't wait for her reply. The morning after felt strange, quiet but not empty. The kind of silence that doesn't ache anymore. I woke up alone, though technically she was still there. Her suitcase sat half open by the dresser, like it couldn't decide whether to stay or leave. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch anything that reminded me of her. Emily moved slowly through the apartment that morning, careful not to meet my eyes. I made coffee like I always did, poured her a cup out of habit, then poured it down the sink. She noticed. Her mouth opened slightly as if to apologize, but then she stopped herself. There's a special kind of cowardice in people who break something and pretend it was an accident. By noon, she finally spoke. "Can we talk?" she asked softly, her voice uncertain. I nodded, not because I wanted to hear her excuses, but because I wanted to hear how small they'd sound. She said all the predictable things. It didn't mean anything. It just happened. I was confused. Each phrase was like recycled air, used and stale. When she said, "I still love you," I smiled for the first time in weeks. Not because I believed her, but because I finally didn't need to. "Love," I said quietly, "doesn't vanish between 5 minutes and midnight. But respect does," she cried. Not the kind of tears that beg for forgiveness. The kind that come when someone realizes they've lost something real. I let her cry. I let her sit in the silence she created. And when she finally left that afternoon, suitcase in hand, she didn't slam the door. She just closed it gently as if the sound might break her completely. That night I sat on the balcony, the city stretching out beneath me. The air was cool, calm, peaceful in a way I hadn't felt in months. I replayed her words, her excuses, her endless 5 more minutes. How long had I been waiting for someone who'd already emotionally checked out? Over the next few days, messages came in, long emotional ones filled with regret. I didn't reply. Sometimes silence is the loudest answer you can give. Then a week later, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. "Hey, this is Jason. I think we should talk." I hesitated, but something told me to reply. Turns out Jason was her coworker, the one she'd been having late meetings with. He didn't sound proud of it. He just wanted to be honest. "She told me she was single," he said. "I found out yesterday she wasn't. I'm sorry, man." I almost laughed. Not at him, but at how predictably it all fit together. She'd been building a second story, and eventually the lies collapsed under their own weight. After we hung up, I didn't feel angry. Just free. It's strange, and you spend so much time fearing the moment someone betrays you, thinking it'll destroy you. But when it finally happens, it doesn't end you. It defines you. Weeks passed. I redecorated the apartment, moved the furniture around, gave the space new life. I started running again, cooking again, sleeping again. Things that had quietly stopped existing when I was busy holding our relationship together alone. One evening, while clearing out my phone, I saw our old thread. The last 2 messages sat there like bookends of a story I didn't need to reread. "Harsha, don't worry, just 5 more minutes." Me. That's all it took to lose me. I didn't delete it. I kept it, not as a wound, but as a reminder. A reminder of the exact moment I stopped waiting for someone who never planned to show up. Sometimes closure doesn't come wrapped in apologies or explanations. Sometimes it's just the quiet realization that the peace you feel after letting go is worth more than the love you kept begging for. And maybe that's what those 5 minutes were really for. Not to lose her, but to finally find myself.